welcome out to the Nerd Effect News Show. We're on episode number thrice. I am one of your...
He means 3 by the way.
Can't I just say it my way?
No.
But your way wasn't really a number in any way.
It wasn't. It was actually a count. I know. I understand. I'm just trying to be funny. Leave me alone. Anyway, I'm one of your reporters, Dustin Van
Wow, and we broke Dustin early tonight.
I've got lost time to make up for.
Me no sleep, lots of caffeine in my system. I'm one of your reporters, Dustin Van Coor, joined by my buddies
Malcolm Morgan,
Mason Ireland,
Naked Priddle.
Yay! And the quartet is back.
What?
Woo.
I am caffeinated and almost functioning, bitches.
Almost functioning.
Almost.
Well, better to have 2/3 of a Nicky than no Nicky at all.
It's like a quarter of a Nicky, but you know what? It's the quarter that's sarcastic, likes puns, and throws pens at microphones.
Huzzah. Anyway, how are you fine people doing this evening?
Doing quite well.
So, I'm going to open up with news just on our own front because Tree City Comic Con is right around the freaking corner. And we're super stoked. Nikki and I have been crafting like whores.
I always craft like a whore, but now I'm crafting like a whore that's actually going to make money.
Yeah, but you're
with
like
her Johns.
you're like nympho crafter right now.
Oh my god, for serious. Yeah,
like you're putting out like catnip toys like every hour.
Like a motherfucker. My cats don't know what to do with themselves right now. They're like, there's yarn and catnip just flying. We don't understand why you're making us pose with these things and won't let us play with them.
I like the brain sucker on your dog. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I like the traumatized...
Was it hungry?
Yeah.
It looked hungry.
It looked hungry, yeah. The traumatized look on Circus's face made that a perfect picture. He did not understand why I made him pose with the thing on his head and then would not let him eat it as his reward, which is clearly should have been. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't fault his dog logic.
No, it was great dog logic, but I think I snapped his tiny little mind.
We are recording this podcast on October the 12th. Tree City Comic Con starts Friday, October the 17th. We are 5 days away.
I don't want to talk about it.
And I'm twitching on the inside. I made a shit ton of keychains.
In the outside, he was just twitching for realsies, you guys.
And God
if
damn,
Dustin can
be
figure
awesome.
out how to poke a hole in it, he's making a keychain out of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then like I made a keychain out of a goddamn PS3 or PS original PlayStation controller connector.
Yeah, and your memory card made me giggle.
Yeah, the memory card was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I had a guy ask me, is there any games on it? And I was like, that's a really good question. I have no idea.
It's entirely possible.
There could be some saves on there that I am totally oblivious to. But
you should go hit up A1 this week. Find some old Game Boy cartridges.
I thought about hitting up...
if you can make it so that
like
people
a
can
saver.
That's still going to be too expensive, Game Boy cartridges.
They're still ridiculous.
Are they really?
Oh, yeah.
Like $5 or $6 a piece.
Dumb. And go to a
At the
thrift store.
cheapest.
They don't know what they
people
have.
collect them.
I know. But I thought about going through a thrift store to see if they have any minis I can turn into...
I was going to say, go to the dollar store. You should get a thing of... they have Army Guys and Ninjas. If you got a pack of Ninjas, dude, for serious.
We're telling people our secrets.
I'm sorry! Don't talk about things they get excited about.
What are they going to do when they find out I'm flipping them for $3?
Well, but you put in labor.
That's about the amount of my labor.
Not everyone who's going to be there listens to us already.
And it also takes artistic vision.
Yeah.
It does.
Got to charge for that.
Yeah. Artistic
I'll tell
vision
you
is
what,
expensive.
though, the PlayStation controller connector was probably the most crazy one because I actually had to cut the cable off the end of that thing with a wire cutter.
I saw your nice little clamp thing.
It wasn't even a clamp. Like I had to. At first, it was just shrink tubing. And so I capped off the end of it, and then I used hot glue in there because I know it'll solidify.
Yeah.
And then I twisted the thing in there. I was like, huzzah! And then I tugged on it lightly to make sure it was secure, and it went. I was like, God damn it! So I had to figure out how to get it back in there. So I filled the other side with glue, popped it back in there, wrapped it in electrical tape, nice and pretty, like blue electrical tape, and then I heat gunned that a little bit so it would tighten up around the. So now it's nice and snug. Still looks good.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that.
Snazzy.
That one took me a little while to figure out, but now I'm looking into hodgepodge and some
Craft MacGyver.
some Scrabble tiles.
I'll have to see if we can get some actual Nerd Effect logos.
Yes,
sometime.
that's why. That was my whole purpose for looking into the Scrabble tiles because I wanted to create some. Just print off the little 1 inch by 2.5 inch or however big they are. Get the Nerd Effect logo in there on one side, the NFX on the other side, or maybe
Or just the NFX, because the Nerd Effect would have to be shrunk down so much that you wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
Horizontal.
A Scrabble tile? Scrabble tiles are like 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch.
Yeah, I've seen tinier. Not 1/2 inch.
Well, our logo's long, though. It would look better if you just had the square logo on there.
Yeah, just the NFX square logo.
Yeah, that would look really good.
We could put the microphone on one side, NFX on the other.
Yeah.
That would look snazzy.
That would look alright.
Or even the Nerd Effect and the Nerd Effect Junior. Two-sided keychain.
That's the other thing too. If you guys want to help us out, that was one of the one of my things is that I wanted to take some of the money that maybe we earned from the keychains to buy nerdeffectjunior.com.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That was I'm going to reimburse our actual bank account first because I spent money to get all this stuff.
It must be nice to put something, like rubberized, molded thing like this and make it into a NerdFX logo.
That would be sick.
If we could get a mold, then the materials aren't that expensive.
We could make a mold.
But
I
it's
have
just a matter of
Fimo
getting the
and
mold made.
skills.
Yeah.
We could make a mold. It'd be easy. We could make this happen.
Nikki's brain is turning right now.
Yeah, no, for serious. I like Mike's idea. We can make this happen.
I
Yeah.
don't think we'll make it happen before Friday, but yeah, we'll make it happen.
but we can make it
sometime
happen
in
by
the future.
next year. It's okay.
Anyway, lots of good stuff happening. Tree City Comic Con. Table 90.
Come say
right,
hi.
right by the celebrity entrance, right dead center in the fucking convention. Like, if you look at the map, there's like the building on the left where the performances are, and there's the building on the right where I know I said performance is weird, and then there's the building on the building on the right.
We're not functioning. We've mentioned it. It's fine.
That's all Artist Alley and other stuff, and then right in the middle, in the center building, is where all the tables like for crafters and vendors and stuff like they're going to be, and then right behind us. Like, literally a fucking fart away is the celebrity alley, where
I want to talk to Jim Cummings.
Jim Cummings, Mark Shepard,
All of the things.
and, like, a Power Ranger, and I'll be happy.
I can die happy. And Mini-Me.
Vern
Vern
Troyer.
Troyer,
Well, but he said a Power Ranger. How come I can't say Mini-Me?
he's a Power Ranger.
I think he was being unspecific as to which Power Ranger.
I don't care which Mini-Me.
A Power Ranger. It doesn't matter. There's 3 of them.
Oh, Vern Troyer's awesome.
Walter Jones, Karen Ashley, and Austin St. John.
Just anybody in general I'd be happy with. Should we tell people specifically what goods we're going to have at our table?
I think we just did, didn't we
Well,
not?
not all of them, though. We're going to have other stuff too.
you got friends sending
Yeah,
stuff too.
Libby, who's awesome and has contributed various opinions and other such things to the podcast.
Yes. We haven't had an email for this show in forever.
Email us, bitches.
Feedback, nerdeffect.com. Do
bitches. That would be the Jesse
Feedback,
Pink.
bitch.
Feedback, bitches.
Change the official email address. Feedback, bitches at nerd.
Gets checked frequently by Jesse Pinkman. So
Can we make bitches at nerdeffect.com thing?
we have so many blank at nerdeffect.com things. Do we even check them all? I don't even know.
Well, fuck you at nerdeffect.com gets forwarded to me, so.
Okay. But, so Libby's sending in various things. There's this stuff called Kryn, which you guys will remember Brittany had her cyborg costume for the stuff that she put in her hair that was like metallic dreads.
From Professor
That stuff.
Algernon.
Yeah. They use that for Libby's belly dancing troupe, and she makes these cool things that girls can put on their hair.
I bet Brittany will buy one.
She might. But so we're going to have a bunch of those for sale, and then she makes hats that look like Max from Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going to have those. I've got a really cool thing to display them
Walking
on.
around going, rawr.
I know. I want one. I might buy one. And then my friend Lindsay is going to try. She does have a toddler, 4 cats, and a puppy. So, and she's in school. Not a lot of free time, but she's going to try. She makes these adorable sushi cat toys. And I'm like, dude, if you make those and give them to me, they will sell there. Like, the nerds will eat those up, like, for realsies sushi.
Just hopefully not actually, because then
Yeah,
that would be horrible. And
coughing up
there'd be
fuzzballs.
and hospital visits.
Can people get catnip pies? I don't even know.
No, people get poisoned from catnip.
I drink catnip tea constantly. It's really good for you. Helps you sleep. That might be why. Anyway.
She's slowly being poisoned this week.
Yeah, anyway, she's gonna try and make up cat toys too. So we're gonna have lots of really nerdy themed cat toys and hats, apparently, and keychains.
Explain some of the catnip toys that you have made, Nikki.
Oh god, okay, I have to pull them out. If you haven't been seeing all the pictures on the Book of Faces, okay, what do we got? I packaged them today, they're all fancy and shit. Cunning mice, which they look like Jane hats. I called this one Tomcat Baker. They're full of really shitty puns. You guys will like them. And there's a jelly baby, a canine, and a baker scarf.
And the canine is
thing.
rather impressive in my opinion.
I had to package him up because I would have kept him for myself. His
just make
tiny
another
little
one.
ears, I'm never going to be able to recreate this. I didn't write any of this shit down as I was making it. I'm just like, this can go here.
So these are one of a kind, is what she's saying.
Yeah, they're all one of a kind. They're going to be reasonably priced. The mice-shaped ones are going to be $8. The not mice-shaped ones, which so far is just Doctor Who, are going to be $12. This one's got a TARDIS, a Sonic, and an Adipose.
Specifically a 10th Doctor Sonic.
Yes. Well, kind of. It's
Kind of.
loosely inspired by it.
It looks... I
Close
identified
enough.
it as
I would have
10th
said
Doctor.
10.
Yeah, that's what I was shooting for, but I didn't have a picture, so I made it from memory, and my memory's not all that.
It's close
Right.
enough for yarn.
Yeah, it's close enough for yarn.
The adipose is spot on.
I like my Adipose.
That's pretty easy with yarn.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's called Dr. Mew. And then we've got... Oh no, I'm dropping shit. We've got the Pervengers.
Who do we have?
A little Iron Man mouse, a little Capier mouse, and a giant Hulk mouse. Because reasons.
Because Hulk.
Because Hulk.
And then there's a bag of red shirts that are mice that look like Star Trek red shirts.
They're expendable.
They're expendable. Exactly. Well, the kitty's going to murder them anyways. They might as well be red shirts.
Yeah.
That was
And you
my
actually
thought.
have the com badges stitched on them, which
Yeah.
is amazing.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to tell they were red shirts otherwise.
Could have just said they were red shirts,
Yeah.
but the fact
it's
that you
me.
took the fact that you took the time
They have little tiny com
to put little
badges.
com badges on them
Yeah.
in 1 or 2 stitches, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, like 6 stitches, but that's fine.
Do you have plans for more?
Yes. Yes, I do. I started a Futurama pack with a little brain slug, and it's going to also have Bender's head from that one episode where he gets buried, and the ship. It's going to be...
The Planetary
Yeah,
Express.
yeah, thank you. My brain fuzzed today.
Now, my inspiration for the Mario one.
No, I am
wasn't
going to do
necessarily-
Mario's. Yeah.
You could either, I was thinking hats, or just doing, just a ball-shaped one with just like an M stitched into it.
Yeah, I really like the idea of making the little question block and a mushroom and a turtle shell, though.
Turtle shell would be cool.
Turtle shell would be
Just do
wicked
Bullet
cool.
Bill. Do Bullet Bill.
Ooh, Bullet Bill
Or
would
a
be
Goomba.
easy. Bullet Bill would end up looking like a dildo, though.
Oh.
Ange says the Tom Baker scarf tube looks like a wiener, and I think she's a perv.
And if you did a Goomba, it could end up just looking like a penis head.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
With
One-up
feet.
mushroom. There's lots of reasons I'm thinking this, but I'm thinking one-up mushroom, question block, turtle shell. And then I've got other stuff written down at home because I haven't been sleeping well lately, so I just wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, I need to make this out of yarn.
Could you do an invincibility star?
Probably, but it wouldn't be a very fun cat toy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it'd be just kind of like a flat. Like I thought about doing a coin, but
That could just be a yellow.
yeah,
circle.
exactly. Which things with more substance are more fun for kitties. So, for my kitties, anyways. So yeah, reasonably priced nerdy cat toys.
And
All one of a
keychains.
kind.
And hats.
Keychains and hats and one of a kind.
And sushi.
And our store has a punny name.
And we're going to
It's not punny,
attempt to have a square reader there. But I don't know how we're going to do the sales
Yeah.
portion of it because we're doing separate things, I assume.
I don't know. It could go into your account and you could just figure it out later.
Okay. Well, that's
We'll figure
that's
it out.
back
Yeah,
end stuff.
that's-
That's nothing with you
But
people.
yeah, no, we're gonna try and figure out how to take credit cards if you want to buy stuff.
Yay.
I think you guys beat it into ground. Let's move on with a new show.
Maybe some people like hearing about things, Mike. Maybe you're just not excited because you're not making cat toys.
And Professor Algernon will be there. He's got 4 performances over the course
Yay.
of 2 days.
Yes, which will be awesome.
I'm so excited for that.
Yay. More information, treecitycomiccon.com, nerdeffect.com, and
Yourmom.com.
Yourmom.com. Why not?
Is that? I bet that's a thing.
I bet it is. I bet it's scary, too.
I was saying, but it's a dirty, dirty thing.
I probably don't want to go there.
Okay,
Okay,
on with our news.
your news.
Should we Rochambeau?
Your face. I always lose. You should just count me out automatically.
Today's going to be your night, Nikki. Here we go.
Okay. Hey, you and
I guess we're tied.
Oh man, I wasn't the first. Wait, victory lap! Yeah. Okay. Oh! Oh, I fucking would, bitches. Can we all just take a minute and appreciate this? I'm gonna go first because it's gonna be my fucking decision because I won.
Do you have a Wookiee phone case?
Yeah, I do.
What happened to the Game Boy one?
I found a Wookiee one online and changed it out. I have like 5 nerdy cell phone cases. Oh, wait. Okay, call me. Quick, just call me. Call my cell phone. Somebody call my cell phone. My cell phone case looks like Chewbacca.
It does, doesn't
And so...
Except for my phone isn't turning on now.
Nope.
So anyways, I'll start my news while this is happening. So, scientists figured out a way...
Everybody's struggling to call her.
So many I'm gonna have 3 phone calls simultaneously. This is gonna be awesome. I wonder what
My
it'll do.
phone's going to be rebooting, so...
Okay, so 2.
Here we go.
Okay. You ready for this?
There you go. Drink it.
Okay. Not doing anything on my end. It's Chewbacca dubstep.
Oh,
like it goes
God.
into this bassy thing. It's ridiculous.
That is fucking amazing.
Because Angela's mom was like, if you've got a cell phone like that, you need to have Chewbacca for your ringtone. And I couldn't find... If you just have a ringtone that sounds like Chewbacca, it's really hard to recognize that's what it is. If you just listen to it out of context, it's weird. So I was like, I need something better. Anyways, that was way too much setup for something that wasn't that great, but that's my ringtone with my Chewbacca cell phone case. So, Danish scientists have figured out how to make these really cool crystal things that absorb oxygen and then release it like unlimited times, so that people that are diving under the ocean don't have to carry big, heavy, cumbersome, hey, I got stuck in that hole I was exploring oxygen tanks, and they can just have little like packets of these crystals.
Yay!
And they can breathe. Yay! So they're smaller and lighter to carry. They had a whole bucket of it. That's specifically what the amount was that's listed in this article. A bucket.
So I would assume a 5-gallon bucket.
That's
right?
what I would
assume. Would you assume a 5-gallon bucket?
I pictured a little metal pail like somebody would bring to the ocean, but that's, whatever. That's fine. And it emptied the oxygen out of a room. They don't say how big the room is. Really non-specific measurements.
I assume the standard issue 10 by 10, maybe?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So it can bind and store oxygen in high concentration and then control its release time depending on what the user needs. So I'm assuming they create it with these specifications because it says that they can use it over and over without it losing its ability to absorb oxygen, which is very cool. It does say the size of the bucket. 10 liters. Suck the oxygen out of
About 5 gallons.
Yeah, roughly.
There was another thing. Here we go. They made it they obtained it using X-ray diffraction, which, do you know what that is? I don't know what that is.
Well, you diffract X-rays. Duh.
Yeah. No. Well, it's you're using the X-rays, which is part of the electromagnetic spectrum.
I don't understand how they can obtain crystals that way, but...
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not a chemist.
Science. Yeah. Science magic.
Any sufficiently advanced science appears to be magic.
It's true. It is... It's got metal cobalt in it, which controls the process of absorption. Wow, that was hard. It can provide the new material with the molecular and electronic structure that it gives it the ability to steal oxygen from the air. God, I cannot function. There are many conditions that can influence the process, which may impact the time involved in the absorption. The result may be different versions of the same material. That being the case, different options will exist to control the time of release, which is very cool. So they've got these little crystals, and they can make them specifically if you're like, I want to release this not all at once so that I blow up like a fucking balloon, but, slowly over 2 hours, because that's how long I'm going to be down there.
To the point where your head explodes.
Yeah. So that's just fucking rad. And my question I had was, so with space exploration, because everything with me goes back to that, could they, if there was a planet that atmospherically had the same pressure as Earth but didn't necessarily have oxygen in the atmosphere, could they take this and use it
to terraform?
Well, terraform, but mostly like as far, I'm
Like in a dome
talking
or
about
something?
taking it from the deep sea exploration to space exploration. So I'm just talking about astronauts using this. So they
Well,
would have to
astronauts. Well, if as long as they figure out a release mechanism that can be used safely in space, there's no reason why not. Because
if the pressure was the same, you wouldn't need a helmet if they could figure out how to just put a mask on, right?
yeah, NASA would still make more helmets, but
Yeah, I guess if it wasn't oxygen, it could be something that could still hurt you.
right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like an ammonia planet. That wouldn't burn your eyeballs.
No, not at all. Of course, the problem is that the likelihood of finding a planet that has the same atmospheric density as Earth, that doesn't have oxygen in its atmosphere, would be low, because to have the same atmospheric density, you need the same planet. You need the same specific gravity as the planet, and the reason we have the atmospheric composition we have is because of the density of the planet and the gravity produced by it.
I was even thinking something like
However,
less oxygen.
well, there's less oxygen, but however, Venus, for example, was probably once an oxygenated atmosphere.
Yeah.
But because of the conditions on Venus, they had the runaway production. Venus had the runaway production of greenhouse gases, which turned it into the hellscape it is now.
Hey, you hear that, global warming deniers? Sorry.
Earth kind of sits in that sweet spot.
And, well, the thing is that if things were just slightly different on Venus and Mars, they also exist within the butter zone, within the Goldilocks zone, as it's called, because it's just right.
Aw, that's adorable.
By the way, welcome back, Pluto.
Wait, it's a planet again?
It's an exoplanet now, yeah.
Still counts.
About 2 or 3 weeks ago. I
So then they need to make Ceres and Eris and Charon and all those other ones exoplanets too.
Anyone else just getting We Are Giant songs stuck in their head?
believe. The whole universe.
Well,
That's
no,
not. That's
I'm talking about the planets song.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, the Big Bang Theory theme is not. They might be giants.
I thought it was.
No, it's Oh, damn it! I forgot.
Google, do it now.
That's where I'm headed.
Fix it with the Google. You're gonna remember right when he pulls it up. I am too.
I'm not. It's like I can hear their other songs.
Yeah. I can see their name in the credits. Can't read it.
Yeah.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked
Thank
Ladies.
you.
Yes.
Guy's even got the voice that is the Bare Naked Lady's voice, and we're still just like derp, derp,
Yeah.
derp, derp.
But like I was thinking.
I typoed Bung Bang Theory when I typed it in, but it still found it.
I am willing to bet you 5 monies that is a porno knockoff of the Big Bang Theory.
It better be.
Get on it, internet. Bung Bang Theory.
What did we discuss last time? Rule 34?
Oh my god, that Gambit.
That's Rule 64, no?
That was 36.
36.
Rule 34 is that if
you can think of it, there's a porn for
if
it.
there's
Yeah.
if you think of it, there's porn for it, and Rule 35 is that if there isn't, you must make it.
Yeah, and 36, I believe, is the
crossplay.
Yeah.
If there's a male version.
We should post that. These are show notes now. Gambit crossplay, because that made my day. I believe that was my birthday you posted that on, and it was a good day.
It was a sweet Gambit crossover.
Yeah, it was.
Crossplay.
Crossplay, yes.
Anyway, that was my news. And then some.
Go Oxygen! But yeah.
But the idea of also using crystals to
Mountain climbing, they'd be effective.
yeah.
Getting
But I
enough
was
thin
thinking also like
atmospheres.
the idea of taking them to a planet that doesn't necessarily have an atmosphere in the way we think of them, but has enough gravity to hold in oxygen, which is the key. There's a reason we don't have like helium and hydrogen naturally in our atmosphere.
Then we
here
could
on
use them
Earth.
for terraforming?
That we could possibly use them for terraforming because
Interesting.
while at any given moment there is a finite amount of oxygen on Earth.
I was going to say, we would have to basically displace our own oxygen.
Well, you could do that dome thing you were talking about, though. Just terraform a section of the planet.
Yeah, well, one, you can terraform sections, but also if we created an environment specifically to make high oxygen production, like lots and lots of blue-green algae, we could use that to fuel them, to fuel the crystals, and then move them where we needed them.
There is
Possibly.
an audio. It's an audio book, but they also released a podcast with the author reading the actual books, and they're called the. I can't remember, but it's the whole idea is it's almost like. I cannot form sentences. Basically, there's solar schooners.
Solar schooners.
Yeah. That are out in space. Yeah, I've told Dustin about it. I can't remember what it's called right now. Trader Tales, and they're atmospheric. God damn it! What am I thinking of? On a ship.
The oxygen production systems.
Yeah, they're blue-green algae.
Yeah.
And they've got matrices that they swap out, and that's part of the jobs.
Yeah.
That they have. And environmental. That's what it is. Fucking hey. Yeah. God. So that's one of the things that they use in the show.
So you can also eat blue-green algae. It's not necessarily tasty, but you can eat it.
But you'll get by.
Yeah.
With a little help from your blue-green friends, which is actually brown, which is kind of funny.
Nope.
Don't know why they call it that.
All right.
Whoa, sweet Jesus.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Stop posting things.
I put your news in there so I
Your
could have it later.
Face is news.
Okay. I guess my turn.
Yes.
So, Nightmare Fuel.
I won.
Good job, by the way.
Thanks.
So, there's a home in Weldon Spring, Missouri.
Don't go to Missouri. Okay.
It's a house that was vacant for 2 years, lost in foreclosure. Family comes along, buys it, and then all their worst fucking nightmares come true.
All of everyone's worst fucking nightmares.
I'm just going to read this first paragraph for you. Brian and Susan Trost were forced to abandon their home after an infestation of between 4,500 and 6,000 brown recluse spiders were estimated to be in their home.
Because fuck everything.
The St. Louis Dispatch reported. According to the Post-Dispatch report, the Trost first moved into the house in 2007, after spotting spiders and their webs every day, including the air vents, the pantry ceiling, and the fireplace, they decided to hire a pest control company to take care of the problem. In addition to hiring another company to remove the insulation from the attic and put down a pesticide powder. After weekly trips from the pest control company failed to eliminate the problem, which Susan Trost described as spiders bleeding out of the walls, quote unquote.
Which just makes a horrifying situation worse.
The family filed a claim with their insurance company, State Farm, and a civil lawsuit against the previous owners, David and Tina Galt, for allegedly not revealing the spider problem. The jurors awarded the trust $472,110, probably basically the cost of their mortgage, and the infestation, I imagine.
And
And cost for trying to...
I would imagine, what is it? Pain
and suffering,
yes,
I believe.
Yeah.
thank you.
Or in this case, psychological fucking trauma.
Yes.
Post-traumatic spider distress. PTSD.
But the family was never able to collect after the defendant's insurance company claimed that the owners didn't have coverage for spiders and thus would not pay. Fuck you, insurance companies.
Yeah.
According to reports, the defendants later filed for bankruptcy. Aw. Poor guys.
How do you not have, okay, first of all, the fact that coverage for spiders is a thing that has to exist.
It doesn't. But insurance companies...
They like to charge you for all the things.
Well, one of the things is that most of them are for profit.
Yeah.
If they are for profit, they are trying to make money.
Oh, I know. I dealt with this when I got my scooter wreck. I got told by the other guy's insurance company that I would have gotten my settlement faster if he had actually hit me instead of me slamming on my brakes and taking evasive measures and not getting run over by a car. Yeah. Very strong opinions about insurance companies.
But a lot of them, and mind you, I'm not saying all insurance companies are bad by any stretch, but like when it's a huge payout, they want to try to find any way not to pay.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's how they make money.
That's, I think, human nature, unfortunately.
The problem is that they are supposed to pay. That's their job.
They are necessary evil, unfortunately.
Well, we could get rid of certain types of insurance by having the government step up, but
That's funny.
They can't even afford to keep themselves in business.
no, the government's doing fine. Government debt's weird and different, and it takes a long time to explain, and it's not as simplistic as most people think.
I never said it was simplistic.
This is simplistic. I don't even.
But yeah, So the insurance company basically they got hammered and didn't want to pay. Is all it boils down to. They should have paid them. There's no specific spider insurance. They have a few specific ones like flood.
Floods also cause very specific damage.
Right. And flood insurance usually isn't that expensive in most places because the likelihood of you getting hit by a flood is low. But if you are the person hit by a flood, it's kind of one of those things. And, but spider insurance, no such thing. And they can't claim act of God. The insurance company should have
How
paid.
about act of Satan?
Yeah,
Because that's more what that
saying.
sounds like to me. So we had a really great idea before the podcast. What they should have done to get their money back is burn the fucking house to the ground and sell tickets. Because who wouldn't pay to see a house full of spiders burned to the ground? I would pay. I would enjoy it. I'd imagine I heard their squeaky little screams.
They could just have their own little personal Burning Man.
Burning spider. Make a big
Burning
wicker
spider.
spider from the roof, yeah.
And then it goes on and says, this week, the house, which is now owned by Federal National Mortgage, good old Fannie Mae, was covered in tarps and exterminated with 200 pounds of sulfuryl fluoride gas pumped in at 67 degrees below zero.
Okay, now here's my thing. Would you buy it? Also, there's a very good chance those spiders just ran to the neighbor's house. That's kind of what they do when there's...
Run away!
If they can get out before the shit kills them, they just run to the neighbor's house. I've seen shows. I can't remember what it's called. They used to have it on, I think, Discovery Channel. That was, about... I think it was called Infestation or something stupid like that. And that was a case that happened in one of those where these neighbors... Basically, the critters were hopping back and forth between the two houses.
They probably did a full tenting of the house.
They did. I got a picture of it here. It's like full red and blue
circus tent
over the house.
I remember in the comments, I believe somebody made a Breaking Bad joke.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It says, although bites from brown recluses are uncommon, as the species tend to rarely be aggressive, the spiders are dangerous as they carry a venom that can cause necrosis.
Yeah, don't Google that shit. I found a brown recluse in my room once, and I wanted to make sure it was
Google it and then hit images.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure it was a brown recluse.
Recluse?
Yeah, one of those. And I Googled it, and I didn't have safe search on, and I saw some traumatic bite wounds with flesh rotting away.
Yeah,
Sleep soundly, America.
One of my friends back in California was bit by a brown recluse on her inner thigh and had to have basically a section of flesh about...
He's holding his hands really far apart.
About 12 inches in diameter, like as wrapping around... because from the inside wrapping around to the front and back of her thigh,
so hard
about
right
an inch and a half deep removed.
Yeah.
Before to make sure they got it all.
It's like my old neighbor who had flesh-eating bacteria in his legs.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, he had fun-looking legs, and they worked most of the time.
That's good.
He lost a lot of muscle. Yeah.
As you do.
Nightmare-inducing shit exists in our world, people.
No spank you. Anyway.
And it's not Ebola. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, that's just my...
Hey, did you guys see that one of the healthcare workers got diagnosed? But they're taking all of these measures to be safe. Human error doesn't exist. What are they talking about? How could this happen?
Human error.
Yeah, I know. Like when they're like, no, we're taking all these measures. It's going to be perfectly safe. I'm
Well-
like, that's not.
Okay, well, here's one of the important things about Ebola.
Shit can dry and it still gets you
No,
sick.
it won't.
Oh, I thought it did once it dries.
No, it has to be wet.
Oh, I thought I heard. No, because I swear I saw a report where they said if it was dry, it still could get you sick. Interesting.
Ebola. Okay. First thing, you are only able to transmit Ebola while you are showing symptoms, and dead.
Yay!
But the dead part's only for about 48 to 72 hours after, depending on the strain.
And then you rise up and bite people, and then they get Ebola, and it's fine. Wait,
no,
am I thinking of something else?
That's a zombie apocalypse you're thinking of. This is Ebola.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
difference.
It's not the same thing?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Feels like it's going to be the same thing.
It's not.
Okay.
It really isn't.
I've got my hunting license. I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. On the scale of communicable diseases, Ebola is really low because, well, the reality is it's not airborne. You have to touch bodily fluids of someone that has it to get it.
Okay, but compared to the zombie plague, where would this stand?
Well, it's way above the zombie plague because the zombie plague has an R0 of 0 because it doesn't exist yet.
Damn you, using real science. We're fighting.
Okay, the R0 number is a good way to put it is communicable. How many people one person infects? So, okay, Ebola has an R0 of 2. Every one person will likely infect 2 people. The thing is that, yes, that number...
Oh, God, we've only found one person this guy infected.
Right, and he may not have infected anybody else.
But he might have.
But the likelihood is he didn't, is the thing. So, when you have Ebola, it's likely that you will infect 2 people. Of course, those 2 people infect 4 people, 4 people infect 8 people. It gets out of control pretty quick. But when you compare it against other diseases such as influenza and the measles, with influenza having an R0 of 16,
I sat next to a snot-filled baby all the way for 9 hours one way and 9 hours back, and I can vouch for that.
And
Yeah.
the worst disease of all is actually the measles with an R0 of 18.
But Mason, when people vaccinate their children for such things, don't they get autism and other things where they're
No,
better off
because-
not vaccinating?
Autism has no effect from
I know.
vaccinations. It's either
It
you
bothers
have
me
it or
so
you don't.
much. And that guy's been disproven for so long.
I know. But so the reality is that in America, where we have good health, professional health care, the likelihood of there being an Ebola outbreak is really freaking low.
Especially around here.
And there's only been one recorded case in Texas. So I have a simple plan if you don't want to get Ebola. Don't go to Texas.
Oh, good. I wasn't planning on it anyways. Amy, come visit in Boise. You don't want to be down there.
But yeah, it's simply not. Ebola is a non-issue that the news media is making into an issue because they have really nothing else to talk about right now.
Because Ebola.
They have lots of things to talk about right now.
Okay, I'm actually going to bring one of them up. I may as well do it now. This one actually isn't the news article I was picking because I was trying to be cheery tonight. But
Ebola.
But fuck all.
But fuck it. Yeah. So, over in this little lovely land that I like called Korea, or at least I like the southern half of it, the north's weird.
Don't they all have to have the same haircut right now? Isn't that like...
Yeah, all the men have to have Kim Jong-un's haircut.
It's such
All
a
the
bad
men,
haircut.
and then I think didn't they just regulate that the women in the military have to have they have 4 haircuts they can choose from or something like that?
Yeah. Well, see.
Well, the U.S. isn't much better with that.
But Kim Jong-un mandated that all men must have his haircut. They used to have 18 they could pick.
All. Not just in the military.
All.
Have you seen his haircut? I think he's pissed off that somebody keeps slapping a bowl on his head and taking scissors to him, so now he wants everyone to do it.
Well, see, but
I'm bringing the 90s back, kids.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem. No one's seen Kim Jong-un since September 17th.
Except Dennis Rodman?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, they're homies now.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But he's literally disappeared. No one outside of North Korea has seen him. He has made no public appearances in North Korea.
Isn't he a little bit off Or, I'm sorry, a lot bit off?
His whole family is.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's what I was thinking of.
But basically, the last thing anyone heard, North Korea said he was sick right before the Pan-Asian Games, which is basically an Asia-only Olympics. Is it's the same kind of sports and stuff. Which South Korea kicked ass in. Go South Korea. And of course, in North Korea, they were told the North Koreans kicked ass, but go propaganda.
Woo!
But also during he was told they said he was sick before the games, and during the Pan Asian Games, North Korean officials came up to South Korean officials going, "Look, we need to talk." So some shit's going down in North Korea. The only problem is that I've told you everything anyone knows about it so far. So, yeah.
Yay. I figured it out. He's got Ebola.
I'm putting my money on the coup.
Very possibly. Actually, they did actually find North Korea actually did finally admit to the rehabilitation camps.
That's nice of them.
Yeah. Okay, to explain a North Korean rehabilitation camp, they have made Auschwitz look like a fucking Disneyland. You don't just go in and get killed or live there and starve to death. Oh, no.
You get stuck listening to It's a Small World after all for the rest of your life?
You get stuck performing it for the rest of your life. Where do you think Disney gets their employees?
Bad form.
Have you seen that Family Guy?
I was considering the amount of malnutrition in North Korea right now, and the average North Korean being 5 inches shorter.
Oh, no, it wasn't a short joke. Family Guy did an episode where Disney kidnaps children and makes them actually perform it.
Oh.
That was my joke.
Okay.
God, you
Instead
guys.
of children, Koreans.
I'm not short people racist.
But anyway, so North Korea finally admitted to their re-education camps. But it's not that you go in and die in the re-education camp. No. They take your entire family, as in like if you were accused of treason, Dustin, they would take Jen and Evie into the camp with you. And your entire family would have to live there. And then if somehow they lived long enough to breed, their children would have to live there. And if those children somehow lived long enough to breed, their children would have to live there. But the next generation would get let go.
Oh, well, that's good at least.
It's good to know my great-great-grandkids are okay.
Yeah.
So that's better than nothing?
It's horrible.
Yeah. And malnutrition is so bad in North Korea that the average child in North Korea is currently 5 inches shorter than their counterpart in South Korea.
So, are they admitting to them as in, hey, we used to have these things? Or are they admitting them into, yeah, this is a thing here?
Yeah, this is a thing, we have them.
Oh, that's fun. That's cool. Hey, you
But
guys.
at least they're admitting to it now.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's awesome. Good job.
Doesn't make it any less right or any less wrong.
Whoa, right?
buddy.
Whoa.
Sorry.
We here at the Nerd Effect podcast do not support Dustin's opinions on the education camps. Do they actually educate them while they're in there?
It's all propaganda.
On
I know,
North
that was
Korean
my
propaganda.
Yeah, so do they go to
Could be.
school? Because if it's a re-education camp, I feel like there should be school.
No, school's the daily beatings by the guards while they tell you that you were wrong.
Oh, that, okay.
Yeah.
Elementary school.
Free thinking? What's that?
Huh? Who?
Somebody look up Korean for everything is awesome.
When you're part of the team. Okay, sorry.
I have it on my phone because I sing it so much, I just need to have it on my phone. I love that fucking song, and I love that fucking movie.
So wait, was that your actual news?
No.
Okay.
We went from spiders to Korea somehow, and I'm not quite sure how we got there.
I don't know either.
Then Ebola.
We got through Ebola somehow.
Did we do Mike's news?
No.
No, we
I'm
haven't.
saving mine for last, actually.
Okay.
Okay. So now for the actual news I brought today.
Yeah, I like Mike's news. Mike's makes me happy.
I can take
So,
happy after spiders and education camps.
So what it is that there has been a lot of archaeological work in Norse lands, wherever the Norse used to live, up in Scandinavia and whatnot.
I'm listening.
And this has been going on for quite a long time. This isn't new. But one of the big questions we always had about the Norse was, what did they eat? Now, we could make certain assumptions based on the rest of Europe and how cold it is up there. We know they ate a lot of fish because they lived on the ocean or near the ocean. We also know that they probably ate a lot of cow and goat and sheep and whatnot. But we were always really kind of uncertain, of how they basically took their raw materials and combined them. And right now, because also most Norsemen, even though they went a Viking, they were actually professional farmers who just, because the nice thing about a farm is that you can leave it for a few months in the winter when nothing's going on the farm.
Do some pillaging.
And you can go, go on shopping expeditions to, say, England to pick some stuff up.
Or people.
Do they rent a van and
they
road
took
trip?
Oh my god, I saw the shit.
They took a boat.
Panel van the other day.
Oh,
they actually
ferry.
spray painted a crappy picture on the side of the thing.
Oh god. However, I kind of want to get a panel van now and paint a Viking ship on it.
I will help you.
You should put a big sail on the top.
Yeah.
Of it.
Have the little dragon head coming off the front.
Yes.
It'd be the Nerd Effect van.
Best hood ornament ever. We could take so many kick-ass road trips in that bitchin' van, you guys.
So
I'm drawing the van.
It wouldn't be complete without a mattress in the back.
Oh no.
Shag carpet. and
shag
a disco ball.
Yeah.
Shag carpet on the ceiling and walls.
Oh yeah, the whole thing
Yeah.
is what I meant, yeah.
I call it soundproofing.
You lose like oh god. You lose like 4 square foot of space just from the thickness of the shag carpeting in
True.
the whole back of the van, but that's fine. It's
Yeah.
worth it for your art. Man.
So basically, because we know they're farmers and what's kind of around up there, they ate meat from cattle, sheep, horse, pig, goats, poultry, and cereals such as barley, rye, and oats, and very rarely wheat. They also had, again, rarely, which this is one of the weird things, is that a lot of people who have cows and goats primarily see them as ways to get milk. Mm-hmm. The Norse didn't. They had cheese and butter, but it wasn't big in their diet, which is kind of weird because cheese and butter are great ways to store fat, which helps you eat
Not freeze to death?
and not freeze to death in a long ass fucking cold winter.
Because you're an idiot and decided to live in Norselands. Well, be born in Norselands.
It wasn't your fault. Your
Work
parents
on
lived
it,
there.
fetus.
And then they also, when they did, they had vegetables such as peas, beans, cabbage, and onions, and of course herbs. Fruits were all wild fruits for them, so they kind of just had whatever they could, and they did not have corn, potatoes, or processed sugars. However, they did, as anyone who knows anything about the Norse, have honey.
And sprinkles on their bread.
Mead! And it was also the sweetener they used for everything.
They sell mead at the beer
Brewer's
store.
Haven?
Yeah, I was driving by and I saw on the sign that they have mead there. I'm going to go get some.
Yeah,
Try
mead's
that
pretty
shit.
good.
Yeah.
So, knowing what they know about what the Norse had available for food, and also they would have hunted other things such as elk, caribou, they would have fished. But looking at what they ate and knowing that generally the Norse were pretty healthy, they've been trying to figure out, and also using the sagas and the Eddas, they've been trying to figure out what they ate and how they cooked. And basically
Awesomely.
With fire.
With fire, yes, but everyone's
Now we're cooking with gas.
yeah,
They might have done that.
but everyone uses fire at some point to cook. But yeah, that looks like
They seem like fermenters to me.
they fermented beer.
Well, other things too.
You could also use the cold to store food.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things, is that they could easily store food for long term without even drying it because it was so cold. But the Norse, it seems that they actually probably braised a lot of their meats, so they cooked them in water or other liquids, beer, mead. And basically they made a lot of one-pot meals and then roasted the meats. And then the grains, they either ate as porridges or made into breads. So, and vegetables kind of got dumped in wherever. So, into a pot to boil, or were, cooked in the braising liquid along with the meats. And then, made stews and whatnot too. So
what led to that final conclusion?
The descriptions of cooking from the Eddas and sagas are very sparse, but they've tried to make sense out of them, and also knowing what was available.
I mean, there weren't any Norse cookbooks?
Nope. No Norse cookbooks. And it's hard to look at modern cooking and say what someone's culture ate in the past in a developed nation, because we don't eat like we used to. I mean, yeah, there are recipes that have been handed down.
The evolution of food culture is absolutely fascinating to me. I actually
mean,
really dig that
And
stuff.
while we're on it, Good Eats is now on Netflix.
Oh, yes. And Master Chef Junior got picked up for another season and is starting in a month.
Cool.
If you guys missed it last time, it's awesome. Watch it.
But yeah, so with the food, recreating these recipes and trying to figure out what they had and what they did with them is, it may not sound like it's that important, but it's a link. It's further links to our past and where we came from, and can help show how places influenced each other. Because if you know how people cooked, and then you see if you can see specific changes in their cooking patterns, there was an outside influence there. Because people don't just up and change their cooking styles. Because this is the way mom taught you. Ad infinitum back. If something comes in and changes a style of food preparation, that's actually a signifier that something big was happening culturally. So, yeah. Like when Marco Polo showed back up in Europe with noodles and completely changed how Italy cooks.
And rice in Mexico.
Rice is native to America also.
I thought rice came over from Asia to Mexico, and that's how Mexican food started becoming very rice heavy.
No, rice is
from Spaniards.
Spaniards
brought rice over from Asia. And to Mexico, and that's kind of how it became part of.
Okay, yeah, it didn't come directly from Asia, no, but I was thinking corn. Sorry. I was like, no, corn's native to America.
Corn's native, yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking rice. I was thinking corn when you said, rice. But yeah, no, rice. Rice is a great grain. It's actually rice.
Great grains is a good kind of bread.
For grains, rice is very healthy. The classic.
You'll be hungry an hour later.
Also, rice milk, delicious.
Chocolate rice stream is one of the best things.
I just bought a case of the shelf-stable rice milk at Costco because it's pretty much my favorite thing ever. Yeah.
And that's another example of major cultural shifts happening when the Aztecs started using rice because of the Spanish influence and becoming eventually Mexicans.
Right.
Which are essentially a modern Mexican is essentially a Spaniard crossed with a Aztec.
Yep.
So
Crossed with awesome food.
crossed with awesome food, yeah. I'm not dissing the food at all. I loves me some Mexican food.
Yeah, tacos tonight for dinner.
Ooh,
I had chili.
I had slow roasted pot roast.
I'm trying to convince my little sister that she needs to try beef tongue.
Oh, it's so
actually-
good.
Oh, it is amazing.
And tacos?
As long as
Yeah.
you just put that out of the back of your head. Like, I actually, I ate
I'm
it.
okay with
Yeah,
it.
don't think about what it is.
I
You'll be
ate,
fine.
I ate it without
It's
knowing what it
tasting me
was.
back.
And it's cubed, it's
Yeah.
a super tiny cube, so you
Yeah.
don't even know what the hell it is. I tried, it's like, this is fucking delicious. What is it? And my friend Tommy goes, it's fucking cow tongue. And I'm like, give me more.
I remember one time I came home in
amazing.
elementary school. My dad eats weird shit. And there were cow tongues in the fridge, and they were spotty like cows, and they were just sitting there in the fridge, and it was traumatic. Like,
One of the things I will never try again that's Mexican, and I seriously apologize because I know it's like Mexican heritage, like dating
Menudo?
to the big. Yes, smells like fucking cow shit. I
good
can't.
menudo is amazing. I've had bad menudo, and it'll put you off menudo for a while. It's like bad calamari. It's just one of those things where it's like, I can barely handle this knowing what it is on a normal basis, and when you cook it bad, it's just no. Just no. Yeah. Bad menudo. But good menudo.
Bad menudo. Bad.
I want to name a dog Menudo. That is the cutest
Chihuahua.
dog name.
Get a chihuahua.
When we were on our way up here, there was a dude riding his bike down Vista with a chihuahua on his shoulders. I
Nice.
shit you not. I'm like, that dog looks terrified, and
like-
you look badass.
Like,
so,
parrot,
well
like
done.
parrot style.
Only like laid across his neck. You know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Cat style, basically.
Yeah, cat style.
yeah.
Yeah, it is cat style.
They're small enough. So,
Well, some of them.
chihuahuas?
Oh, I thought you meant cats.
No, chihuahuas.
Yeah, cats. My grandma's cat, fucking huge.
Zeus is 20 pounds of anger and fur.
Jesus Christ, 20 pounds? I think my grandma's cat's like 18 pounds, but still,
Yeah.
that's fucking.
That's how he was able to damage my fucking nerve.
Wow, I had no idea Zeus was that big.
Oh, no, he's
Raisin's fairly tiny though, isn't she?
Raisin's 7 pounds. River's probably about 9. I weighed him on my Wii Fit, and Raisin barely got registered. Yeah, she's 7 pound itty bitty.
20 fucking pounds. That is a gigantic cat.
Yeah, Link was like 23 pounds.
He doesn't look that big, but he's really dense. Like if you lift him up, you're like, Jesus. Yeah,
It's like holding a furry sausage.
that's what she said.
Yeah. Registered the minute I said it. I was like, wait a sec.
So Mike, you have news?
Mike, you have news.
Yeah, I got
Let's
news.
move on from furry sausages. Mike,
That's what she said.
So you guys were making me kind of hungry there, but then you kind of killed it for me.
Furry sausage.
you just, I want you to read about, you discovered my heroes today. And I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
All right.
I now know who to worship in the next life.
Yep. So a trio of scientists from the U.S. and Japan won the Nobel Prize in Physics.
Yay.
Why did they win this Nobel Prize,
Tell us,
you
Mike.
ask? They invented the blue LED.
Which
So-
makes everything awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, what is the significance of the blue LED, you might ask?
Please,
It's a
Mike, tell
blue
us.
LED.
All right.
I'm dying to know.
So, previous to the blue LED, LED lights you could not get a true white off of.
Right.
So, things like LED screens, those screens on your cell phones, the LED TVs you have, all that stuff, it didn't exist because they couldn't get the light right.
They had green and red already, though.
Oh yeah, there was green, there was red, and all that,
And there's yellow.
and yellow, yeah. But they needed the blue in order to make the true whites,
Blue's important.
so those screens could come into existence. That did not happen until the early 90s, when 3 scientists who today they are 85-year-old Isamu Akasaki, a professor at Meiji University, 54-year-old Hiroshi Amano, a professor at Nagoya University. Nagoya. What he said. And 60-year-old Shuki
Nakamura.
Again, what he said. A Japanese-born professor currently at the University of California in Santa Barbara. Their invention has made the modern-day screen possible.
Yep.
I mean, just plain and simple, period.
If you're ever wondering why your high-definition video games look so fucking badass,
These guys.
you need to find this guy and give him a big... All three of these guys. Just fucking give him a big hug. Try
That
not
totally
to
won't weird
Try
them
not to
out.
break them because they're old.
Well, only one of them's like old.
That's true.
He's almost 90. The other ones are like in their 60s and 50s. Yeah.
They'll be fine. They can handle a hug.
That means they developed it in their
Good
like
quality
early
nerd hug.
30s, late 20s.
Yeah, it's called graduate work.
Yay! Thanks, unpaid
Yay.
interns.
Well, figure
That get you $1 million. Okay, it's years later, but still $1 million.
Counts.
they produced the first blue LED in 1992 for a reference time. So
Okay, so they were full professors already. It was,
85, 60, and 54.
Yeah.
Do some math.
Yeah.
You do some math.
So
Your
it was
article.
12 years ago, or 22 years ago. So, yeah. So they
He
were
was
probably
32.
They were already old.
Yeah, he was
The youngest guy was
32. So he might have been finishing his graduate work, might have been an assistant professor at the time. The other ones were probably professors already.
Also, I mean, this gives us the ability to have like LED lighting, so
Yeah.
just white light from LEDs, which is
Those
a
Christmas lights you guys
significant-
dig so much.
Yep,
Yep.
a significant decrease in the amount of electricity that's used.
Yeah.
Portable daylight.
Yes, portable daylight flashlights. In other words, LED flashlights. LED light bulbs that people are starting to put in their houses because they last forever, and B have a huge savings in your energy bills.
They're not cheap.
They're not cheap, but
You'll
I
see it
got
in
one
your
for
bill,
free
though.
at the Fit One.
well,
Expo.
we'll say once you get them installed, like in a house, your power bill goes way down, and you will get the savings back within a
Your
couple of
heating
years.
bill
Most-
goes down too, I hear, because they don't emit as much heat. As,
Your AC bill goes down.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Don't most of them have
Sorry.
like a 5-year warranty on them too, or something like that?
Yeah,
like
but most of them are going to way outlast their warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, what were the relatively inexpensive LEDs that we used at the pinball machine place? Weren't they rated at 10 million hours or something like that?
Jeez.
About.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all.
So, yeah. So, thanks to these three fine gentlemen, everything is awesome.
They make car stereos look pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love me some blue LEDs. Mm-mm-mm.
On that note,
All right, so I guess that's it for us today.
yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Or we
Okay.
could just sit here. in
There's
silence
nothing
for
to
a
be
little
angry
longer.
about or that I can
Well,
spin of anger
no,
off of that time. So,
I'm pretty just stoked about life in general right now. So.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's just wrap up the news. Thank you for joining us again. Tree City Comic Con this weekend,
Yay! Come say hi.
17th, 18th, table number 90.
We're probably gonna have a contest.
We're official, bitches.
We're-
Suck it. I mean, come say hi.
We're on the pamphlet. That's what blows my mind. Like it's
Pamphlet.
so official looking. Like we're on the fucking when
Yeah,
you
well-
get a map handed to you, Nerd Effect's name is right fucking there on the paper.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to a couple cons now, but this is the first time we've been on the official paperwork, so it's kind
And
of...
we're fucking
Yee.
prepped. Like we have
Well-
we have our another buddy named Mike coming in. He's
For
going to film this son of a
foreseeable
bitch for
events.
us. We got
We still have to figure out questions for interviews, but
yeah, that's gonna be rough.
that's not important.
We got the week to figure it out.
And we got Jen's gonna be there. She's gonna be our unofficial photographer.
Unofficial, official person.
Unofficial, official. I'm hoping that particular stance gets her some sort of free pass to go just
sway.
freely take pictures of celebrities, even though I know that's usually a big no-no. But I would rather not get invited back, and
No, we want to get invited back.
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
let me rephrase this. I'd rather have her
phrase
not
that-
do it so we can get invited back.
Okay.
But
Yeah, you
if she
phrased that
gets,
horribly.
if they allow her permission, because I mean, I don't want to take money from their mouths. They're there for a reason, and
Yeah.
the con needs money so they can do this shit again next year. And there is a next year, as we found out in our interview.
Yes.
I should
Yep.
probably listen to that.
Yes. Which, by the way, our podcast that we did with Kevin, right on the fucking front page of Tree City Comic Con's website.
Cool.
Really?
They reposted it so that you can listen to it. So that's at the bottom of the page.
Rad.
Just click play and you can listen to our interview with him.
That's awesome.
So TreeCityComicCon.com. Scroll to the bottom if you want to hear our podcast with him. It's right there. Pretty excited about
Now
that.
I'm curious to get the numbers on how many listeners we've had. But
Yeah, have you checked that out?
It is so fucking rough to figure out the actual true numbers. Like, iTunes is really your only, like, super real way of estimating. Like, I can see how many downloads we have on a certain thing. The only problem is that doesn't include, like, Stitcher listens, that doesn't include Mixcloud listens, that doesn't include, you know...
But it would give you an
basically any
idea
aggregator.
compared to other things.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I can get the analytics from TuneIn if I ask Max, but they haven't figured out a way to actually let the podcast owners figure it out for themselves. Anyway, that's backdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Yay, True City Comic Con. For this third edition of the Nerd Effect News, we have been
Mac and Mogan.
Mason, Ireland.
Nikki Prindle.
and I'm Dustin Vancouver, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side and at Tree City Comic Con. Yay!
Catch you on the flip side of the cheeseburger. Yeah.